My name is Hannah. This is October 3rd, and I'm going to be speaking on alcohol abuse. Alright. How many of you have tasted a sip of alcohol? How many of you wanted more after having a sip of something that you liked? It's a very common practice to see somebody having a beer or a sip of wine while they're having a dinner, a date, celebrating football games, or even just because. But no one even thinks about the emotional effects or the physical effects that occur after just having one drink. First, let's talk about what's considered alcohol abuse. According to rethinkingdrinking.gov, heavy drinking for men is considered more than 4 drinks on any given day, or more than 14 in a week. Heavy drinking for women is equal to more than 3 drinks on any given day, or more than 7 in a week. In the U.S., about 18 million people have an alcohol use disorder. According to RenewEveryday.com, 23 million Americans aged 12 or older suffer from alcohol and drug addiction. More than 15 million of those are dependent on alcohol, roughly 4 million are dependent on drugs, and the rest are dependent on both. Individuals treated for alcohol misuse are approximately 10 times more likely to commit suicide than those who do not misuse alcohol, and people who abuse alcohol or drugs have about 14 times greater risk for eventual suicide. Now that we see how addictive it is, let's see how it not only affects you emotionally, but how it has the impact on the people around you as well. When I was a little girl, both of my parents were alcoholics, and as I was growing up, I was always seeing both of my parents fight and not get along and having to go different places because of how they were fighting, and it was very detrimental to me. And now that I have a 3-month-old, I actually do not want my child to grow up seeing the alcohol and everything that I had to see as I was growing up. So it made me want to benefit myself and do better for my daughter as well as for myself. Other people see you as somebody who desperately needs help, that doesn't want to help themselves. Some people think it's fine to go out and have a casual drink and everything, but a casual drink leads to 2, which leads to 3, which leads to 4, and it's never a good sign for people around you or for yourself. How you view yourself. People often drink because they have a hard time dealing with depression or anxiety. People who abuse alcohol often know they need help but never seek it. If an abuser does not want to help him or herself, then they often will not receive help. And lastly, let's talk about what can happen to you physically, short-term and long-term. Let me get okay. Here is a liver before drinking, and then here is a liver that has cirrhosis of the liver. It's how the alcohol affects it and causes it not to function well, and it causes your skin to turn yellow and makes your body not be able to function as well. Drinking, according to dailymail.co, it affects your memory, your teeth, your breasts, nails, hairs, stomach, muscles, bones, skin, and your brain, and it obviously affects all of your body. But with your memory, it affects your learning, your reaction times, abstract thinking, and complex reasoning. Memory and judgment problems are the result of alcohol on nerve cells. If you drink heavily over a long period and then stop suddenly, you can occur seizures and blackouts, which can be permanent and obviously leave effects on your brain. Alcoholics have poor dental health. When they get drunk, they don't think about brushing their teeth. Alcohol also increases the risk of gum infections. In your breast, a recent study showed that women who drank as little as 1 drink a day had a 9% increased risk of developing breast cancer compared to women who don't. A further 9% risk was added for each drink up to 5 drinks a day. For your nails, strong, healthy nails rely on a balanced intake of nutrients and from plenty of water, both which are depleted when increased alcohol consumption. In some cases, poor nails may also point to iron deficiency or liver problems, and liver problems occur from alcohol. In your muscles and your bones, heavy drinking can lead to a condition called alcoholic myotisis, which is inflammation of your muscles. It occurs mainly in your shoulders and your chest and makes you not be able to lift and everything and be able to function like you ought to be. Causes a lot of pain and is quite common among heavy drinkers. Studies have found that high levels of consumption can enter the skin, called psoriasis, which is red spots and patches covered with like scaly-like things on your skin. Bruising is also increased due to lack of vitamin C. The skin may also become drier due to high levels of dehydration caused by drinking. Heavy, prolonged alcohol abuse is thought to be the third highest cause of dementia, and my grandma had dementia when I was younger, so that was one of the most painful things I've ever had to experience, and I do not wish for anybody to have to go through that and see the effects that it has on your family, and having to see a loved one with dementia or Alzheimer's is just not fun at all. But I hope I could help you understand why alcohol is such an addictive substance and how it controls your body, affects the people who love and care about you, and make an action plan to control it if you consider yourself an abuser. Thank you.